Hello all, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will be answering the question why impedance of capacitors vary with frequency of AC signals. So let's get started. In my previous video, I had explained why uh, capacitors allow AC signal. I would like you to watch that video before watching this one. If you already know how AC signals behave with capacitors, then you can continue with this video directly. Let's take a plate of a capacitor and try to analyze what happens with different AC frequencies. So this is one of the plate of the capacitor. These are the electrons sitting in the wire, and now assume you have a low frequency signal. For simplicity, let's take a square wave. As you can see, uh, the square wave has a large period, and therefore the frequency will be low. Let's see how the electrons in the circuit with the capacitor behave for the signal. For this part of the signal, electrons tend to move in this direction. They try to move in this direction with a constant drift velocity, and when they try to do that, they have nowhere to go but to accumulate on the plate. So as electrons move in this direction, they slowly accumulate on the plate. But as you can see, since this time period is large, a large amount of electrons will eventually land upon the face of the capacitor, and that is going to slowly obstruct the new electrons coming onto the plate. Therefore, when the frequency is low, the time period of half the cycle will be large, and the electrons will move in one direction for a long amount of time, and large number of electrons try to sit here, and that will cause a resistance to the electrons that are going to come next. Now when this part of the signal, the large number of electrons which are sitting on the plate will now start moving in the other direction. Now let's see what electrons would do for a high frequency signal. So again we'll take a square wave, but this time we'll take a high frequency signal. How do you know it's high frequency? The time period is very less compared to the previous signal that we took. And let's see what happens. Again consider the face of the capacitor, and we have a wire and we have the electrons. Now electrons for this period of time, they try to move in this direction and sit on the place, same as the previous case, but the important thing is that they move for a shorter amount of time compared to this guy. Okay, so since the time is short, the number of electrons that are going to sit on the plate is also going to be less, and when the number of electrons on the plate is less, the electrons which are going to come next can sit easily on the plate. That means when the frequency of this signal is high, electrons can easily sit on the plate and easily discharge from the plate, as the number of electrons on the plate during that period will usually be very low. Let me repeat, the electrons here, for the short given amount of time, they try to move in one direction, and as they try to move, they have nowhere to go but to sit on the plate. They will eventually sit on the plate, but the number of electrons that are going to sit on the plate in the case of a high frequency signal is very low when compared to the number of electrons that are going to sit on the plate in case of a low frequency signal. That's because the time period for half the cycle in the low frequency signal is usually very large, and large number of electrons tend to sit on the plate, which is going to resist the electrons that are going to come next. And in the case of the high frequency signal, since the time itself is very small, the number of electrons that are going to get accumulated on the plate is also less, and it's easy for the next electrons to come and sit on the plate. And how hard or how easy is the electron movement determines the impedance of a circuit. So as you can see intuitively, in a high frequency circuit, the capacitors offer very low impedance, and in the case of a low frequency circuit, the capacitors offer a high impedance. More the resistance offered by the electrons on the plate to other electrons coming in, more is the impedance, and that will be the case in low frequency. Less the resistance offered by the electrons on the plate to the next electrons coming in, less will be the impedance of the capacitor, and that is the case in the high frequency situation. Let me take a special condition and give you some more intuition on this topic. A special case of a low frequency signal is a DC signal. How does a DC signal look? If the signal was a straight line, the signal would just go forever. What I am trying to say is, if you have a AC signal of low frequency and you have a time period t, and if this time period tends to infinity, meaning the time period will become quite large, and in this case it looks like a DC signal for all practical purpose, and therefore we already know that capacitors block DC signal as electrons flow only in one direction. And from a current analysis, we know that as frequency decreases, the impedance is going to increase, and as frequency decreases, what is the frequency of the DC signal? It's 0. So as the frequency decreases to 0, the circuit will act as a open circuit, and what is the impedance of an open circuit? It's infinite. Therefore it is evident that as the frequency decreases, the impedance will keep on rising. There are formulas to calculate the impedance of the capacitor, that is given by Z equals 1 by 2 pi fc, where f is the frequency of the signal, c is the capacitance of the capacitor, and z is the impedance offered by the capacitance. And you can see from the formula that if the frequency increases, the impedance will decrease, and if the frequency decreases, the impedance will increase. And we saw that intuitively. So that's all for this video. In my next videos, I'll be explaining how inductors behave with AC and DC signals. Till then, stay tuned, and thank you for watching the video. Yeah.